I think it's more about accessing information at this point. Just somebody once said, just it resonated with me well, was you don't need to create a web page to get value out of the internet. You don't have to publish a web page to use the internet and use Google and everything. And you don't have to tweet to get value out of Twitter. There's billions of tweets being created. There's, I think, 1 billion a week.
That's right, 1 million a week.
And there's because there's so many tweets coming in, there's some information in there for everybody. So and it's a great way to access information about what are people saying about your brand, if you're a company. What was that loud noise you just heard? Why are there helicopters flying over there? You can find out you can find these things out on Twitter. And then what I find is I encourage people to, especially new people, to just use Twitter to follow your interests, to get information about subjects that interest you, whether it's sports or news or anything like that. And then what usually happens is you start following your interests, and then ultimately you have something you want to say, and then you become a Twitter publisher. You start tweeting. But we consider at this point users to be not just people who tweet, but people who use Twitter to follow their interests too. It was in November, so it was just around the time the U.S. celebrates Thanksgiving, and we had recently launched trends. The words or phrases that are getting more usage than other words or phrases, and the trends were being dominated by Thanksgiving and turkey and things like this. And I saw Mumbai in the trends, and I just said, I said, does anyone know why Mumbai is in the trends? And so we started looking, and we realized that there was this attack. And so I guess what happens normally is we find out about these things, and it's not like everyone runs around the office going crazy. It's more like everyone gets quiet. There's almost like a reverence that takes place where we might have been working and joking around, and then suddenly we're like, it's one of those times when it's like, oh my gosh, like something big is happening, and then we just follow it like everyone else does. We suddenly get captivated, and we want to know more about what's happening. I think these things it's about what people are doing. It's not about what Twitter's doing. Twitter is just a tool that people are using to do what people do, which is, one of the things we've always, two of the things we've always honored. One, the open exchange of information can have a positive global impact, and Twitter is just a tool that facilitates that open exchange of information. And two, we think, people are basically smart and good, and if you give them a simple tool that allows them to exhibit that, they'll prove it to you every day. And so these aren't Twitter revolutions. They're people